So hello everyone. I hope you would be enjoying this video. For the only sake of reason I'm making it is to talk on the basics and some of the principles we need to follow in order to stay focused towards our goals in spite of the presence of social media in today's life. Now, most of us would be the ones who just wake up in the morning and scroll through the feed in order to check out what all the things have been come up, going through some of the emails and checking out all of the stuff that has come up. But most of us are also the victim of these social media platforms. We need to know that social media is the only thing which handles most of our times and which also takes up most of our important time when it comes to taking it up. So in order to manage our time very well and in order to make the effective use of it, inclining it towards the goals and towards the visions we have for life, we can implant it in the right way as well. So in this video, we will be talking about 5 major tips through which you can get to know about the way and art of managing your time very well in spite of the presence of social media and come out of the trap of it and experience the new real world. There was a time when we people used to feel that getting in touch with the internet was the only way to escape out from the real world. But looking at today's generation, we have come out to such a point wherein we need to realize that that Google and internet is the only thing which takes us out from the real world and which is way more harming and distracting too, if it comes to the negative sides of it. The first and foremost point comes as depression and anxiety. Most of the problems we face due to the presence of these social media handles, online market, is that of depression and anxiety. There are a number of cases we tend to get on a daily basis on the which fall trap to these social media shit and fall a trap into the things which aren't even useful to us. There was also a new documentary which had come up which shows the dark side of social media platforms and which shows the actual reality and the mind behind handling all of this shit which takes most of our important time, productive time, wherein we would have engaged in doing some good work. That documentary is The Social Dilemma. This was a documentary which had impacted most of our lives and which is a must to be saw by most of us. So I hope you all would also be eager to see it. Depression and anxiety are the things which have come up profoundly, especially in today's world wherein we don't have access to the right and wrong kind of things which come up our way, and due to which we feel sometimes to know that exactly what is it which is impacting us in a wrong way and we need to stay away from them. So social media has also come up as a rising platform in this field and which has also impacted us in a very wrong way. The second one is cyberbullying. There are times when most of us would have come up into and fallen trap into the situations of cyberbullying in some form or the other. We need to realize and analyze it well that social media platforms and the presence of internet is devastating as well in terms of ruining our lives and in terms of taking up our privacy and security out from the hand of us. There are most of the people who try to put up most of their pictures and snaps wherein they go to some good trips and do vlogging and all, but it also sometimes leads to some problems and dilemmas wherein people fail to analyze that it had done more bad than good when it came to their security and safety. Cyberbullying is the thing which has come up in the form of various phishing techniques and in the form of various techniques wherein our safety and our privacy is taken out from us. Though cybersecurity cells and cybersecurity departments are also there which can help us in some way or the other, still social media handles and these platforms are the only things which led us to falling into the trap of such things. So this is also a major cause and major negative effect and has brought up a major negative impact to our society as well. The third point is FOMO. Most of us would be well familiar with this term, fear of missing out. Now, have you all ever thought of that why do we always have an urge to touch the phone whenever it's around us, and that's the reason we keep it in another room so as to focus on the task which is much more important than it. It is just due to the presence of this term FOMO, fear of missing out, wherein we think that if we miss out on even if on 1 to 2 hours of scrolling through the feed or getting in touch with the platforms we use, we must be missing something very much positive and very much useful, which may sound to us. And this is where the negative impact of it has come up, wherein we only tend to brag about it and we tend to just go and scroll through it, though of no importance. We humans sometimes experience the dopamine release and the adrenaline rush going through our body whenever we find someone tagging us in a post or something which is much more which brings about a short-term happiness to us. That's where we tend to think that much more of such content too would be existing there, and we keep scrolling and scrolling in search of such things. However, they only impact us in a negative way. So instead of getting in touch with this term, we can tend to analyze that there are a lot of things which happen in our real life and in our daily life as well. We can even check them out after some time, and the best thing is to at least detach ourselves from these social media handles. These are the only things which are ruining our lives and which are really devastating in some form or the other for our lives. So in some form or the other, these are the only things which are devastating our lives and which are ruining our peace and mental state of well-being. The fifth point being unrealistic expectations. Social media has proven to show us the things which don't even exist in the reality. Whenever we see at a good model on Instagram or some other app, we tend to think that we need to firstly analyze that they won't be waking up in that way in the morning as well. We need to understand that no one is as much good as much their Instagram profile shows, and no one is as much bad as their Aadhaar card profile shows them. We are in a phase wherein we tend to think that people are either good or either bad. Instagram is the only thing which has come up with putting up these unrealistic expectations in front of us, wherein we tend to only think of things only in a black or white view and avoiding the gray look of it. This is where we need to change our own mindset, and this is where we need to cut it out in some form so as to not get affected through the negative impact of it. Now, social media has a lot of benefits if you consume the right kind of content and you tend to produce the right kind of content on that platform. But if you are only the consumer, and that too of the stuff which only lets you compare continuously yourself to some form or the other in that platform. Now, the fifth and the most essential one is having unhealthy sleep patterns. We as an individual have also stopped and paying attention to the kind of sleep, the kind of rest we take in, especially at the nights. It's just due to the presence of these social media platforms. These are the only ones which are running our lives. These are only the things on which we tend to think that before sleeping we would be just be scrolling for 2 to 5 minutes, and we end up scrolling for 1 hour, that to empty shit which doesn't even relate to our life, which doesn't even have any positive impact on us. So in order to understand all of these things, we can do somewhat study, somewhat research, and instead we can indulge in reading a good book before we fall asleep. It's because most of us would be knowing that our subconscious mind works at a much faster pace when we are asleep at night. So that's the best phase, especially before sleep, 1 or 2 hours. What we can do is cut off from social media, cut off from all of our devices, and indulge in reading a good book or some soothing kind of music so as to understand the beauty of inner peace, mental happiness, and we can have a very good and quality time sleeping at night. This will also help us become productive at work, and this is the key to keep working towards our goals, towards the vision we have for life. Now, coming to the end, I would just like to talk about the things that there are a lot of things present in the form of social media and in the online world these days, we only need to consume the right kind of content. We only need to analyze which are the things that impact us in a good way and which are the things we need to get affected by. Getting affected by the negative traits of it will only tend to harm us in the longer run and will only affect us in the negative way. So I hope you all would have got some positive approach towards living a much more healthier and good form of life. And if you find this video useful, don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. Thank you.